Opposing Viewpoints, white-collar crime, 6 is corruption a major problem, a coup which may cause corruption in Brazil, by Brazil Wire. In this viewpoint on anti-corruption investigations in Brazil, the focus turns to revelations of how those investigations were planned. This viewpoint looks at the way those allegations were weaponized by right-wing political figures who was reportedly misusing the country's justice system to attack rivals by starting a basis of support.
Authors argue that Lula's corruption trial and his subsequent imprisonment are themselves anti-corruption, as made evident by the fact that Moro was nominated as Minister of Justice by Lula's political opponent, Jair Bolsonaro. This suggests that Moro received his nomination as compensation for bringing charges against Lula and paving the way for Bolsonaro's victory. This in turn suggests that corruption is deeply embedded in Brazil's political system. Transform Europe is the political foundation of the party of the European left and operates across 23 countries. As you read, consider the following questions. 1. What political party is Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva affiliated with, and when was Lula imprisoned? And third, why do the Viewpoint authors agree or argue that the charges against Lula were not legitimate?
The article reads as follows.
In autumn last year, then an investigative judge should have been the Brazilian people who passed a verdict on the politics of the presidential candidate for the White Party,
Paulo, in collaboration with The Intercept, has revealed that Operation Lava Jato,
the main investigative judge opinion regarding the government-controlled buzz oil
phone calls between former President Lula
Sergio Moro and his team of prosecutors abused their powers of office to put Lula behind bars. By doing so, they prevented him from putting forward his candidacy in the October 2016 presidential election. In 2017, after a corruption trial that lasted several years, Moro sentenced Brazil's former president Lula was in office between 2003 and 2011 to a prison term of more than 90 years. Shortly afterwards, the sentence was increased to 12 years and 1 month by
and escaped the
73-year-old Lula, central figure of the Latin American left, who has been in prison since April 2018, had been a favorite for the presidential elections. However, due to his
another
aggressive
context that of a clandestine arrangement to allow Lula to avoid prosecution by hiding in a minister. In reality, the undisclosed conversations
who publicly
some of them with the then Vice
Lula would rot in
President
prison. Right after he took over as president, Bolsonaro nominated Moro as the Minister of Justice, and the capital city of Brasilia. Right away, straight away, the appointment was like an act of compensation for certain services. The electoral victory of the far right-wing politician Bolsonaro is a result of a judicial conspiracy, as revealed by The Intercept, an investigative platform. Leaks mobile phone conversations between Moro and the prosecutors who were in charge of Lula's case. Videos and audio recordings prove the intentional manipulation of investigations, which were used as a political weapon against the Workers' Party.
Other studies
above 40
emphasize the crazy
and ranks
They
are proof of the fact that the aim of Lula's opponents was not to carry out impartial corruption investigations, but to politically neutralize the former president. Brazil's experience in the beginning of the legal scandal, which may cause the corruption investigations of recent years to collapse, like a house of cards. Fernando Haddad of the Workers' Party, who ran for office instead of Lula against Bolsonaro, called that possibly the biggest scandal in the Republic's history. Since 2014, Moro, the seemingly fearless corruption investigator from the southern provincial city of Curitiba, has resolved one corruption case after the other in the course of the Operation Car Wash Lava Jato. He has been widely praised for this. The investigators from Curitiba and Judge Moro became heroes to the Brazilian right because they managed to bring Lula down. In the case of Lula da Silva, Sergio Moro took it as true that the former president facilitated contracts with the OAS construction company with the partially state-controlled oil firm Petrobras. As a kickback, he is said to numerous powerful politicians and business leaders across the region to jail. Since then, the perceived errors in
they also hid all hesitation of the Petista in accepting the position of chief of staff. Those who followed the real backstory and had information at the time knew that the main reason for that articulation was to try to save the government not to obtain immunity in the Supreme Court. But Lava Jato, aware of this manipulation
manipulated public opinion and changed the course of the country's history so that we could reach the Bolsonaro government today. Many people have said that Lava-Jato has contributed to Dilma Rousseff's impeachment. This report shows that Lava-Jato acted to have Dilma overthrown and worked illegally to arrest Lula. This is not the role of the judicial system. It is a serious form of corruption. Public authorities are committed to the law that criminals do not have. If the actions of moral federal police delegates and prosecutors are a legal fight against corruption in the country is fried. It is in the hands of a parallel state that pursues political enemies. Yesterday it was Lula, tomorrow will be the critics of these messianics who have abused their powers. If the federal Supreme Court, the Attorney General's Office, the National Council of Justice, and the National Council of the Public Prosecution Service and Congress had doubts that they need to take steps to investigate and punish crimes and abuses of power by the Lava-Jato stars, today's report eliminates any hesitation or objection to the harsh response from our institutions. Read the article, check out Lava-Jato's dialogues about Lula's conversations. Read the summaries of Lula's taped conversations with Timor and allies. Draw your conclusions whether they are methods of a judiciary, prosecutor, and federal police of a full democracy or banana republic. Corruption in Brazil, this I skipped over. Operation Lava-Jato started in Brazil as a money laundering case. It quickly turned into a full-blown judicial anti-corruption crusade with far-reaching political implications across Latin America. The same companies at the heart of the Brazilian scandal offered kickbacks to public officials in at least 8 other countries. Critics see the prosecutorial zeal behind some of the national chapters of Lava-Jato as yet another instance of lawfare. For others, however, it anticipates a new era of accountability and political regeneration. In this talk, we discuss our current book project, which asks 2 sets of questions. First, what explains why the investigation gained momentum and delivered results in some countries but not others? Our answer looks at the legacy of capacity-enhancing reforms of Latin America's prosecution services, as well more immediate determinants of prosecutorial zeal. Second, we rely on focus groups and original surveys to understand the impact of Lava-Jato on public opinion. What kind of emotions and attitudes toward corruption and politics do voters experience when exposed to these shocks? Does Lava-Jato reinforce the current political cynicism? Are all Lava-Jatos created equal, or does the way in which different investigators investment Latin America so badly needs, considering that foreign direct investment fell an estimated 50% in 2020, more than in any other region of the world. None of these changes can be imposed from the outside. Civil society, business leaders, politicians, and other legal actors will have to lead the process, but it's certainly possible to get the virtuous cycle of healthy democracies and economies started again. Combating corruption more effectively with strong and independent institutions front and center, building on the growing maturity of compliance in the private sector would be a good place to start.